In the saltwater village of Ebiama, hunger and sickness plagued the people. They owed a great debt to King Korlorlor of Loliama, a king feared for his cruelty. To repay these debts, the elders made a cruel decision. They would send a girl. That girl was Ebiye, young, beautiful, innocent, chosen not for her faults, but for her beauty, to become the king's slave. Her mother wept. Her brother Ebiye clenched his fist, and as she was taken away, she whispered to him, "Do not forget me." Ebiye's new home was the palace of Korlorlor. Grand, yes, but to her it was a prison. She served in silence, her spirit bruised but unbroken. But there was one who saw her, Prince Tarela, a king's son. He found her by the river one evening, singing softly, her voice heavy with sorrow. "You sing as though your heart belongs to the sea," he said. Ebiye's eyes lifted, sad but strong. "The sea is freer than I will ever be." From that moment, something dangerous was born. Love. They met in secret amongst palm groves, under moonlight skies, by the crashing waves. Tarela brought stories of the world beyond the waters. Ebiye gave him her laughter, her songs, her dreams. A prince, a slave, two hearts beating as one. But whispers grew, and soon the king discovered their secrets. The king's rage grew, and it shook the palace. A prince of Loliama consulting with a slave from Ebiama, Ebiye was dragged before the courts. Tarela stood beside her, defiant. "I love her," he declared. "She is no slave to me." But to Korlorlor, it was a betrayal. He ordered Ebiye to be sold to foreign traders, and his own son banished, stripped of honor. But Tarela swore he would return for her. Far away in Ebiama, Ebiye had not forgotten his sister. Now a warrior, hardened by pain, he crossed the waters in secret, and in the dark prison where Ebiye was kept, brother and sister embraced again. But they were not alone. Tarela appeared, scarred but alive. Together, slave, prince, warrior, they formed a bond stronger than fear. A plan was born. The day of her sale arrived. Foreign traders stood waiting. The people gathered, curious and afraid. But before the chains could close, chaos erupted. A beginner's blade flashed. Tarela's cry rang out, "No more chains!" And Ebiye, she stood tall before the crowd and shouted, "I am no debt. I am no slave. I am Ebiye, daughter of Ebiama, woman of the river, and I will never bow again." Her words lit a fire in the people's hearts. Rebellion had begun. In the great hall, the final battle came. Korlorlor, sword in his hand, faced his son. "You would raise arms against your own blood for a woman?" Tarela's voice thundered back. "For love, for justice, for a future without chains." Steel clashed against steel. Father and son fought fiercely, but at last Tarela disarmed him, and instead of striking him down, the prince dropped his sword. "This ends, father. No more blood." Defeated and ashamed, King Korlorlor fled into exile. His reign was over. Tarela rose as king. Ebiye stood beside him, not as a slave, but as a queen. His first decree: all captives freed, all debts forgiven, peace with Ebiama. And so, before the river that once divided them, the people of Ebiama and Loliama swore a covenant of unity. Enemies no more. One people, one future. For generations, a story was told. The girl who was once called Death became the symbol of freedom. The slave became a queen. The prisoners became a bridge between enemies. And her name, Ebiye, was whispered by young girls across the saltwater kingdom. I am more than what they call me. I am enough. If you like this story, please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe.